your crowns and your elephants as you come into the live chat. We are live, y'all.
Wanna see you with your hands up, going straight to the sky. Let me see you put your hands up, 'cause we do till we die and we on another level. To the rest, wave goodbye, put baguettes in the benzo. Got a piece of the pie. Told you once, told you twice, that we only got one life. Stay up. Diamond shine, best at night. You wear yours, I'll wear mine. Go dumb tonight, tonight. Dipping low with my girls tonight. Got my ice in the clouds. Cali Dro got me feeling right with my ice in the clouds. Dipping low with my girls tonight. Got my ice in the clouds. Cali Dro got me feeling right. Wanna see you put your hands up. Pointing straight to the sun. Everybody lift your bands up. Celebrate 'cause we won. We stay on another level. Another level. Yeah, the team stay fly. Word to Bruno, get your rings up. 'Cause the limit is the sky. Told you once, told you twice, that we only got one life. Stay up. Gotta stay so young. Time and shine, best at night. You wear yours, I'll wear mine. Go dumb tonight, tonight. Dipping low with my girls tonight. Got my ice in the clouds. Cali Dro got me feeling right with my ice in the clouds. Dipping low with my girls tonight. Got my ice in the clouds. Cali Dro got me feeling right with my ice in the clouds. Dipping low with my girls tonight. Got my ice in the clouds. Cali Dro got me feeling right with my ice in the clouds. Dipping low with my girls tonight. Got my ice in the clouds. Cali Dro got me feeling right.
Yeah. Welcome back to the Kempire Daily YouTube channel, where you get daily and consistent hot topics in music, entertainment, reality TV, and so much more. As always, be sure to like the video if you haven't liked it already. And as always, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out when we go live like this, when we have breaking news, or when we upload. You already received, I think, 3 pre-produced videos earlier today. So be sure to check that out. They couple were related to the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. We will be going live for our official Real Housewives of Beverly Hills recap of the reunion. You will have an opportunity to call in and share your thoughts a little bit later on today at 5 p.m. Eastern. So set your reminders. That link is already available. Shout out to my TikTok. We are live on multiple platforms, including Facebook, The Kempire, and Kempire Daily on Facebook. We're live on Twitch and Twitter. So be sure to follow me there if you haven't. There will be exclusive content coming to those platforms. Like last night, we watched the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills together. We also watched the Real Housewives of Potomac together. So if you're not following my TikTok, you might want to. Matter of fact, let me post my my socials. Everything's at The Kempire, at Kempire Radio, or at Kempire Daily. Shout out to everyone that's already in the chat, including our Team Kempire and Royal Court members. If you'd like to become a member of the channel, head on over to teamkempire.com. And I forgot my coldest water bottle. It's okay. It's okay. You already know I love my coldest water bottle. If you haven't gotten one of your own, get one today. Links are available in the description of this video. Use the discount code KEMP10 for 10% off. For 10% off. Let's get into this Nene story. So as you know, Nene left the Real Housewives of Atlanta amicably at one point, and then it turned really sour. It turned really sour. Of course, every time Nene's interviewed, she's asked about what is going on about you returning to the Real Housewives of Atlanta. She asked about what she thinks of the current cast. So of course, when she dropped by the Real, They asked her about it. We'll get into what she had to say and if she's open to returning to the Real Housewives of Atlanta. But they did ask her an update, a life update in regards to her relationship with Greg Leakes. As you know, Greg Leakes passed away just, I think, not even a month ago at this point. I don't remember. Time is such a thing right now. No, I think it is definitely over a month because I was away for like 3 weeks. What can you do? What can you do? So she talks about that, and she revealed some of the things that she missed about Greg was his touch, of course, and his advice. As you know, we looked at Greg on the show as the leveler when it comes to Nene and her antics on the show. But she says, you know, most of all, she misses his advice. She said that they referred to him in the family as the problem solver. And one of the things that he really wished for her, not just to be happy, but also he wanted to make sure that she stayed connected with all of his kids. As you know, not only did Greg have a kid with Nene, he had other children before he was with Nene. And we actually got to see them on Nene's spinoff, like her wedding special and things like that. So we got to see the kids at one point. And she says that they text on a weekly basis now. And it was Greg's wish that they became even closer after his passing. Of course, I wouldn't expect anything less from Greg. As you also know, we reported that Nene revealed that there are guys sliding in her DMs since she has become single. And she said even Peter Thomas, not that he's sliding in her DMs, even though it did cross my mind, that would be a Portia situation. But technically not a Portia situation. You get what I mean, though. Sidebar. Did you guys see Peter Thomas and his shaved face? Grow it back, Peter. Grow it back. I didn't love it. He's a still good looking man, but I didn't love it. She reveals that Peter also hooked her up with someone that they've been texting and things like that, you know, and other people have tried to hook her up as well. It might be too soon. I mean, she seems to be open to it, but it just might be too soon. Her husband just died. But, you know, some people are different. Some people are ready to get back in the saddle. You know, remember, Greg has been sick for quite some time. We don't know how long that she knew it may have been terminal. Who knows? And maybe she just feels like she's ready to move on. Good for Nene. As you know, Nene was just, oh my God, I feel like people are still talking about Nene and the Claudia Jordan situation, what she posted on social media in regards to gifts and people reaching out. And well, when she dropped by The Real today, she revealed that she is open, that she would be open to returning to Real Housewives of Atlanta. So many of you, every time I talk about Atlanta, I talk about the casting issues, we talk about the ratings, you all say Nene needs to come back. But I've said multiple times, she's burned that bridge. There's no way that Nene is going to come back. And there's no way they're going to ask her to come back. According to rumors, the reason why Nene didn't come back in that last season was because of money. They were not willing to pay her what she wanted. Okay, they were not willing to pay her what she wanted. Look, she's an OG. She's been there the longest. She's brought a lot. She's iconic. No one's taking away from Nene. But we have to remember those last couple of seasons with Nene wasn't bringing what Nene needed to bring. Even the ratings had been falling at that point. We can't say it was just Nene. It was just Nene that brought the ratings. No, the ratings were falling at that point as well. Okay, and that's part of the reason why the producers felt as if we can't give you all of this money that you want, and the ratings don't reflect that. Okay, I'm speculating right now, but rumors. Okay, but when she dropped by The Real, she revealed that she would be open to it. Let's take a listen to what Nene had to say about that. Hold on, let's cue this up. Hold on, y'all.
Yeah. Okay, Nene, let's talk about the Real Housewives of Atlanta for a moment. It looks like the cast is confirmed for season 14. Now, Sheree is returning, and Marlo finally got her beach. What do you think about the cast?
I honestly don't have any real thoughts about them. I know all of them. I've worked with them all. Mm-hmm. I think they'll do a good job. So yeah, they okay.
Okay, what the question that people really want to know, Nene, you know it. Would you return?
Yes, Nene.
Yeah, sure. I'll return to the show. I'm okay with returning to the show as long as, we can work through a few things. I'm happy to return to the show. And besides, I have a lot of unfinished business with a couple of them that they confirmed on the show.
Like what kind of business, Nene? What could get you to come back?
I think Andy and I were really close for a really, really long time. And I love Benny Boo, and I helped pay for his baby shower and all those things. I think that Andy and I need to have a sit down and talk, and then we're off to the races.
Well, hopefully you will be back. I know Andy, he's a great guy to talk to. I mean, you can say that for sure. So let's see what happens, Nene. We wish you well, and we want you to come back in studio to see us, okay?
I want it to be.
Okay. I love how Garcelle, she looks to Garcelle, Lonnie, is like, I know Andy Cohen's a great guy, and I know you know that as well. Garcelle's face is like this. We will talk about the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills reunion at 5 p.m. Eastern. Set your reminders on that. We're going to talk about that. But let's break down some of the things that she said here. She says that she is open to going back to the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Of course she is. Of course she is. And I actually think she might be able to get the money that she wants. But let's not forget some of the things she said after she announced that she wasn't going to be returning. She called Andy Cohen racist. Yeah. I don't know how you go back from that. Someone in my TikTok chat said, didn't she have a lawsuit against him? No, that's Mariah Huq. Mariah Huq had an actual lawsuit against Bravo. Nene threatened to possibly file a legal action against the network, making all kinds of accusations. Let's not forget that. I know we have short memories, but let's not forget some of the accusations that she had against Bravo, against specifically Andy Cohen. Ms. Brooks, thank you so much for the super chat. I'll shimmy when I take this down. But Ms. Brooks says, like Nene or her personality and TV persona have folks watching. Nene's influence was heavy. When they cut her screen time, ratings dropped. Okay. All right. Thank you so much for the super chat. Guys, if you're just joining us, be sure to like the video if you haven't liked it already. We already have almost 300 people in the room. TikTok, we have almost over 50-something people watching there. Please be sure to tap your screens. Let's get some more people in the live. We're talking about Nene Leakes on The Real, confirming that she is willing. Oh, look. Okay, Miss Brooks, here's your shimmy. She is open to returning to the Real Housewives of Atlanta, but there is some unfinished business. And one of the things she didn't say, and I knew she wanted to say, is that, yes, her unfinished business has to do with some of the other ladies that are there. I know a lot of you probably think, oh, Kenya. No, I think it's with Kandi. Remember, the last few interviews with Nene, she called Kandi a house N-word. She did. She called her a house N-word. She's supposedly in a better place with Marlo. So I really believe it's Kandi. But then she talked about her relationship with Andy Cohen. Did anyone else cringe a little bit, though, when she mentioned that she helped pay for Andy's son's birthday party? I was just sort of like, why does that matter? Why does that matter? Why does it matter? Because if you really had a relationship with him and you had a friendship with him, well, I want to know what that conversation would be like. Because like I said to you before, she called him racist. She called him all kinds of things. She said that they were all trying to stop her bag. If all of that is true, why would you want to return? And why not in this moment when you're talking on The Real? My thing is not I have unfinished business with the other housewives. My unfinished business would be with Bravo. How are we going to handle the lack of representation? How are we going to handle some of the issues that I brought up after I left? You notice how she didn't bring that up. You notice how she did not mention any of that. I'm a straight shooter here. I like Nene too, and I think she's great for reality TV. But we can't forget some of the things that she said on the way out. We can't forget some of the things that she said on the way out. She does seem to be in a better place in this interview. But what about all the other things that she was saying? The things that she said about her own team saying that they were blocking her. And I'm not doubting that any of what she's saying is true. But why are you now more than willing to go back to the same network that you said was so problematic, that was so discriminatory, that you threatened legal action, but never did? You notice she never did anything in regards to that. Maybe, look, let me play devil's advocate. Maybe she's open to going back there and asking for change. Maybe that's what she's willing to do. But as I said to you before, rumor on the street, allegedly, the reason why Nene did not return to the Real Housewives of Atlanta wasn't because of the issues that she complained about. The issue was that they were not willing to pay her the money that she wanted. And did she deserve it? I mean, hell yeah. Nene has a lot of classic moments, iconic moments. You can't talk about the Real Housewives franchise without talking about Nene Leakes. You can't. You can't take that away from her. But in those last few years of her on Atlanta, Nene wasn't engaging. Nene just was not bringing it the way that she used to bring it. And unfortunately, Nene did try multiple times to go outside of the reality world, get her acting on and business on. And yes, she did find some success, but she didn't find the same level of success so she could separate herself from reality TV and just work on that. But you never know. I wonder if Bravo, Andy, we've been reporting on the casting of the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Based on the cast we have so far, none of you are really interested in what season 14 is supposed to give. Kenya's, of course, coming back. And of course, she always understands the assignment. Candy's coming back. Marlo has a peach. Sheree is making a return. Sheree has had some legendary moments. Do not take away from Sheree. I know a lot of you are like, oh, here we go with Sheree, a fashion show with no fashions. Are we going to get those joggers this September or next fall or summer? But she also had some iconic moments. Even Carlos King, the executive producer who produced the highest rated season of the Real Housewives of Atlanta, says that he would bring back the OGs. And he specifically said it wasn't just one housewife that made that show successful and that made that show interesting. He said it was all of them. This is the executive producer. It's all of them that made that show. So Nene also understands that as well. She said that in other interviews. She understands that what Kenya brings to the table. She understands that. But I wonder if Nene would be willing to go back for less than she really wanted originally. And maybe she would. It would be smart. I think the return of Nene to the Real Housewives of Atlanta city would spark people's interest. And it's not too late. And I think that Nene understands television. She's been in television a long time now. She understands how this works. She understands the machine. They just started filming the new season of Atlanta. Remember, there was also a rumor that Nene might make an appearance to sort of finish off to close out that chapter of, because Greg passed away, to sort of implement that into the show. Since then, we've heard rumors that that's not going to happen. But now we hear that Nene says that she's open to returning. It's not too late to bring Nene back this season. It's not too late. Because as I said to you before, Nene, when she decided not to return last season, she decided that, and they had already started filming. They were already on their way to the Bolo trip. They were on their way to the Bolo trip. So it's not too late to bring Nene back. I'm open to Nene coming back. I've said that before. But it's the hypocrisy. It's the hypocrisy because we can't forget the things that Nene said on her way out. She burned the bridge. I said, Bravo is never going to have her come back, but they might have her come back. They might have her come back because casting has been in shambles. They've had to push back. They normally would be premiering this month. The new season would normally be premiering. Now it's been pushed back to 2022 because they just started filming. Guys, we have over 400 people in the chat. Do we have at least 200 likes? If we have 200 likes, I will drop the call-in link. So if you haven't liked the video already, it's an easy and free way of supporting the channel. And if you're not subscribed, you probably should subscribe. You're getting daily and consistent content here on the channel. As always, I just want to say shout out to everyone in the chat. Thank you so much. Nikki says, hi, Kempire. How are you? I absolutely love your channel. I am doing well today. The throat's a little, could use some hydration, but it's all right. It's all right. I am going to give you guys an opportunity to call in. We have over 400 people watching. Like the video. Let's get to 200 likes, and I will drop the call-in link because I want to hear what you guys have to say in regards to this. Nene Leakes did an interview with The Real where she was asked if she would be open to returning to the Real Housewives of Atlanta. She says that she would be open to it because she has some unfinished business. Unfinished business with some of the ladies that were confirmed for this new season. The only one that I can think of that she has unfinished business with is Kandi, because in multiple interviews, she said that Kandi was a house N-word. She said it. She can't deny it. She can't deny it. She said it. She alluded to it. She said it. Grace says, listen, Ramona Singh is still a housewife, so if we're going to hold folks accountable, hold everybody accountable. Very true. But rumor on the street is that she might be fired. Rumor on the street, she might be fired. Thank you, Miss Brooks. Guys, let's get up to 200 likes, and I will drop the call-in link because I do want to hear what you guys have to say. But for over 400 of you are watching, so obviously you like what you're watching because it's been 20 minutes, over 20 minutes. Janice says, check running low. Nene needs to eat some humble pie. And we can't forget, I know the Real Housewives money is not what it used to be in comparison to what they were paying some of these housewives, but it's still a good check in comparison to some other reality shows. Bravo makes a lot of money. They make a lot of money. And these housewives make a lot of money, some of them. As I reported just the other day, yesterday, I believe, when I was talking about Bethany Frankel talking about Erica Jane getting paid very low for what she's had to deal with. She said she got paid a lot more, a lot of money to be on the Real Housewives of New York. I'm assuming that she was making definitely in the 2 million, definitely at least in the 2 million. Mason McIntyre says, I want Phaedra. She was good. She was good on TV. You know what? I don't know if I want Phaedra to come back. We already saw in the book, Not All Diamonds and Rosé. I want to say Not All Diamonds and Pearls. Rest in peace, Prince. She said in the book that Kandi said in the book that they already know if Phaedra comes back, she's out. She's not. So that's not going to happen, at least until Kandi leaves Atlanta. And I mean the show, not all of Atlanta. I want to see, I remember there was a story that Phaedra was working on a court TV show. That never happened. That is perfect. She may not be the greatest lawyer, but she's funny and she's an actual attorney. To me, that's always been a great fit for Phaedra. Why haven't we done that? And bring it to Bravo. Bravo doesn't have any court TV shows. They need to start leaning into other things because someone said, well, backhand. Come on. I hope that this is Kandi's last season, though. I feel like this should be Kandi's transition to the OLG project where she should reign supreme as the LVP there. Okay? Kim says, no shady Phaedra. Libra says, no to Nene returning. Kemp, what does the poll show? Oh, let's take a look. Let's take a look. Okay. Let's look at the poll. Oh, the poll is, all right. It's doing a little something crazy right here. Okay, we have over 306 votes. My question was, do you think Bravo will bring Nene back to RHOA? And this is kind of close. At 40%, all of you say yes. At 36%, only 4% behind that, 36% of you say no. And at 24% say maybe. Maybe. They might be desperate enough. They might be desperate enough to do it. Because as I said to you before, they look at what you guys are saying. When you call in, they're going to be paying attention to what you're saying. So keep that in mind. Be your honest self. You guys are always honest. But be honest about how you feel because they're paying attention. You all have said, when I've talked about it on TikTok, or I talk about it on social media, or if I talk about here on my channel, you all have said that you're not that interested in this new cast. Sonia Richards-Ross, the 4-time gold Olympic medalist, is joining the cast. We hear that light-skinned Keisha is going to make an appearance. Of course, Kenya is going to, Kenya always understands the assignment, but Kenya is not the only one. She can't carry the show. She can't carry the show. Candy's coming back. Cynthia has already confirmed she was offered a friend of contract, and she said no. She wants to protect her relationship, but now her relationship is blowing up on social media. If you missed that story, be sure to check that out. Vanessa says, no light-skinned Keisha. Drew. And I forgot about Drew. Damn. I didn't even mention Drew's name. No one's excited about this cast. If Nene was to return, I think there would be a level of excitement. Even I would be a little excited. But I would need for, and I know Nene, you're watching. Hey, girl. I would need for Nene to really engage. But I think Nene's also in a different space. She just lost Greg. She seemed a lighter energy on The Real. It was very different than her previous interviews when we didn't know that Greg was ill at the time. She seems definitely in a different space. So maybe we would get a different Nene. And I know some of you are like, oh, I don't know if I want to see her address the whole Greg stuff on the show. But that's real. You're always asking for reality TV. That's the realest you're going to get. This is something that she's really going through. Yes, Bree. Our Patrick says, Drew who? Bye, Drew. This is not good, Drew. You only had one season, and I really feel like the Housewives do need more than one season to kind of warm up to us. Darren says, hold on. Oops, sorry. Darren says we need 7 holders. So far, we only have 6. Xavier says, may the Most High give you strength, healing, protection, peace, prosperity, and provide you in his holy name. Amen. Much success to you. Thank you so much, Xavier. I appreciate that love. Jan says, Drew and her sorry wigs. Her wigs, though, recently have been really good. So maybe she decided just to get somebody from Atlanta and not the best hairstylist in California or Los Angeles. All right. I did not skip Candy. Naisha, did you just join us? We talked about Candy. Because Candy brings nothing. Guys, we have over 500 something people watching. Have we hit 200 likes, y'all? I want to drop the call in. I do want to hear what you guys have to say. Don't forget, if you are not subscribed to the channel, be sure to subscribe. We will be going live at 5 p.m. Eastern to recap last night's episode of The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. If you missed it, we went live last night on my TikTok exclusively, right, TikTok? And we had a great conversation. And we watched, we paused, we had rants. At least I had a rant. You missed it. But then right after that, we watched the final episode, the finale of The Real Housewives of Potomac. Even though we all had watched and talked about it, we watched it again and we shared it. We even listened to Candace's new album. You missed it. Nope. You can't see it again. You can't see it again. Nope. You missed it. We watched it on my TikTok. So be sure to follow me on my socials, guys. As well, join our texting community. Head on over to TheKempire.com for more information. Thank you so much, Kim, for the super sticker. Let me look at the super sticker. I love looking at the super stickers. I'm going to end this poll. No, I'll leave the poll open because I want to hear what you guys have to say on this. Thank you so much for the super sticker, Kim. Oh, wait. You know what I got to do? Shimmy! I see so many people saying Candy brings nothing. I know. Look, I hear that all the time. Thank you so much, Kim. We are at 206 likes. Let me drop the call-in link. Because I do want to hear what you guys say. And I then have to get off of here because we are going to be live again. And I want to rewatch last night's episode of The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. You will have an opportunity to call in later as well. We are talking about Nene Leakes saying that she's open to returning to The Real Housewives of Atlanta because she has some unfinished business. And she said that her and Andy used to be really close. That's what she says. Tea Time says, I like seeing Kandi in her business. I want to see more of that. I want to see more of that, but I want to see more of that on her own show, the OLG Project. That should be interesting. We're hearing interesting things about that. Not sure when that will premiere. They announced that it was going to come in 2021. I think Bravo is really trying to shuffle around all their stuff now. So I think all that stuff, 2022, Bravo is going to probably have a really epic year in regards to programming. As you know, they already announced the Real Housewives of Dubai is coming, and we address all the problematic reasons on that. Be sure to check that video out as well. Let me see what you guys are saying in the chat before I take callers. Nisi says, Kenya works for her check one way or the other. This is true. I want to know how Kenya is going to interact with some of the new ladies and what that will look like. Marlo already had a big fashion event. Marlo's getting a peach this year, but I want to know what's going to be Marlo's story. What is going to be Marlo's story? Reportedly, we heard that the producers were forced to bring Drew back because she's a housewife. You know, we are always saying you have to have housewives on the show. You can't just have an entire cast of single women like they did in RHONY. And they saw it with RHONY. The ratings were abysmal. The ratings were abysmal. All right. Adrian, thank you so much for the super chat. Shimmy. Adrian says Kandi doesn't need to come back at all. What is she bringing? More restaurants with failed health code inspections. She needs to spin off like LVP. Oh, Adrian, Lord. I mean, I wonder if that will play out on the OLG project. These health inspection violations that we've been reporting on at OLG and at Blaze Restaurant. All right, let's get into some of these callers, guys. Again, don't forget to like the video. It's an easy and free way of supporting the channel. Also, we are trying to raise money for First Nations, you know, in honor of National Native American Heritage Month. That is now in law, according to President Biden. So we are trying to raise money for the organization First Nation. We are trying to reach our $1,000 goal. We're already at almost $300. So thank you to everyone that's donated so far. So let's take a couple of callers, and then I'm going to call this a wrap. Chris, I'm going to bring you up. What's going on, Chris?
I'm first today. Okay. This is how we're going to start it out. So I'm going to just do I have my notes here because I've been taking notes since we started.
Oh, damn. I love it. Go ahead.
Right. Okay. But so I'm going to put Cynthia in this too with Nene. Have y'all noticed how her and Nene have made more headlines in the past 2 to 3 to 4 weeks than they did when they were on the show, period? Especially Cynthia with Mike cheating and all of this and that. And, you know, her coming off the show and interviewing, doing all of this and that. And, you know, she's going to be on the girls trip. So she's been promoting that. They have been in the headlines. Yeah. So I'm trying to figure out, was it a wise decision for them to let her go now that this scandal could have played out on the show? Or could they use this as bait to get back on the show? But that's another conversation for another day. Now with Nene. Okay, so first, remember when Marlo was announced that she got her peach and they were going to have her meet with Nene to close out the chapter or whatever it would have been. And then all of a sudden they cut it and said that the door was closed, that she was not coming back. Now all of a sudden Nene is doing an interview saying that she would like to return to the show. I think Bravo is behind that and they may want to bring her back. That's why they told the people to cut it and say that she wasn't coming back. That way she could come back in and bring the ratings up and do whatever she needed to do. Now she's not going to get as much money. There is going to be a pay cut because she's been gone for 2 to 3 seasons. Now, it won't be as deep as Sheree's pay cut because Sheree, September, spring, summer, jogger Sheree, hey, it's going to be what it's going to be. Now, let's get on to Kandi. Kandi, the only thing she needs to be worried about is that tax money for the IRS. She needs to get that $30,000 or however much she owes because from what we have been talking about, she says she doesn't want to pay it. They said that Todd is cheating. She needs to get that tax money up. Them sanitation scores need to get up. They might need a building inspector because of her food and stuff is not up to code. The building may have some things going on with it. I don't know. And I don't even live in Atlanta. I'm a North Carolinian, so I don't know. But I'm following everything that's been going on, and she needs to get it together. You know, I'm going to have to call Phaedra, and if she can, you know, Phaedra can win the case. Phaedra can win the case.
Chris.
Okay? She can win the case.
What case has Phaedra won?
You know, what can you say? Bobby Brown circa 1993?
That was the last time.
Yeah. You know, and with Nene, with her wanting to come back or being open to coming back.
Yeah.
We have to be honest about this. And like you were saying earlier, she's just not going to be off the hook that easy.
Yeah.
She called them racist. Not only did she call Andy racist, she pretty much alluded to the fact that Bravo and the network was racist altogether.
Yeah.
And on top of that, her coins, she just sold that house or it's on the market.
It's on the market.
So she may be trying to make a coin from that. At this point, she finally has a storyline. She could get, 13 to 15 episodes to see what she's doing. How's the house doing? How is she adjusting after Greg's death? Because I wasn't on Instagram a couple weeks ago. Brent just moved into a new place.
Oh.
I saw that on Instagram or something like that. He just moved into a new place. So we need to get the tea on what's been going on. Now, they may not do that. And like what did Portia say on the trailer, the optics don't look good, but we may not have all the information. Bravo may be holding something back for Nene to come back. But based off what we know, Nene isn't in the best place, just like Mariah wouldn't be in the best place since she put a lawsuit on them. But hey, and it was kind of out of whack for her to say that she helped pay for Andy's baby shower. Like that had nothing to do with anything. So I'm just trying to figure out what she said that for. Yeah. But Nene did seem a little happier, on the show, on The Real. She seemed like she was a little more upbeat than she usually is. And I can't say if she puts up the performance that she did in season 10 at the reunion when she read Kim down, that's the Nene we want to see.
All right.
Yeah. And at this point,
I'll let you go.
Yeah, like she told Saray. And you can say whatever you want to say, do whatever you want to do, move on to the next question. She said what she said, and she's not changing. That's what Nene said.
All right, Chris. I appreciate you calling in and, of course, taking notes.
Right. But thank you for having me on.
Of course. Thank you to Kim for the super sticker. Shimmy. And thank you to Sherry. Here's another shimmy. Thank you for the super sticker as well. I appreciate you guys supporting the channel. Let's get to some more callers. Miss Brooks, what's going on?
Hey, Kempire, how are you?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. So I'm not sure if, Nene needs to come back to RHOA or not. I will say this. Her cultural influence was undeniable during her tenure on The Real Housewives of Atlanta. And, she did have this presence about her when she was on screen. It didn't matter if you liked her or not. People tuned in to see her and they followed her and they had an opinion about her one way or the other. And that translates into ratings. I don't feel like and I'll say this in addition to that, while she was on top and she was trying to renegotiate her contract some years back, she should have pulled a Portia. She should have taken her elevated storyline when she was on top and just slowly pulled away from the show and just let the ratings do what they do and then come back with a bang. People are calling Portia stupid, but I'm looking at it this way. They're trying to use her for a storyline where she's just a character on the show, where she took that where she is the main person on her own show. So, to me, that screams business moves, not stupidity. The other thing I want to say is I don't really like how they railroaded Phaedra. Phaedra did say some questionable things during that season of The Real Housewives of Atlanta. But let's not leave out that Candy's mom, Joyce, was on that season as well. And she had indicated that Phaedra was money laundering, racketeering, all of these other things. So what's good for the goose is good for the gander. So you can't say someone is spreading lies and, jeopardizing your brand, but your mom making these statements could possibly jeopardize her law license. So, how do you rationalize that, Candy? I'm not, and all of that talk, well, that's my mom, but she's a representation of you. She's an extension of you. She's on this show because of you. So everything that she's saying, everything that Don Juan is saying, everything that your team is saying, obviously you must be okay with it. So you can't keep removing yourself and making that excuse saying, oh, well, it's not me. Well, actually it is. And let me just say this, and then I'm going to get off the line because I time my own self. Last season, Kempire, The few shows I did watch, it was just whack. It was lame. I watched grown women try to expose another woman for sleeping with someone. So I'm like, okay, are we D detectives and P police now? Like, that's what we're going to do the entire season. Like, why were they so pressed about who this woman was sleeping with? And I didn't even tune in for the entire season. I kind of was just picking a show here and there. But every time I turned on the screen, that's all that was going on. What were the storylines? Yeah, what exactly were the storylines? And people keep saying, well, this person understood the assignment. I'm like, well, what was the lesson for them to get the assignment? Like, what was the storyline to begin with? Bye, Kempire.
Bye, guys, if you're just joining us, we're of course talking about Nene on The Real. She revealed that she is open to returning to the Real Housewives of Atlanta. She didn't say what season, but like I said to you before, it's never too late to bring her in this season. It's never too late to bring her in this season. All right. ABC, I'm going to bring you up. What's going on, ABC?
Hey, guys, Kempire.
Just let me know who you are and where you're calling from.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, my name is Mark and I'm calling from the Netherlands.
Oh, Netherlands. I was just there.
Oh, nice. No, my question to you is how can you reconcile Nene's tweets where she called Bravo Andy a racist and the network to be boycotted? How do you reconcile that with a potential return? I don't understand. Can you answer that question to me? Because I'm trying to look at those tweets are still up, by the way. So my question to you is, how do you reconcile that with a return?
I didn't.
I can't. I'm trying to rack my head around, like, what's going on? You still have those tweets up that Bravo is this and there's no representation and Andy is a racist, which it might be true, it might not be true, but how do you still keep those tweets up and still expect to come back to the show? I don't understand. And let's not forget last season, the season that she was on, she breached contract by getting off the reunion. She was actually, when she, that last part where she didn't want to confront Giovanna.
Yeah.
Well, she was actually paid over $100,000. Yeah, she was actually paid over $100,000 per episode, and she walked off. So she literally breached contract and violated her own contract. So how do you expect those serious offenses towards her job description to just return to the show? That's something I just can't wrap my head around.
Yeah.
Maybe you know something that I don't, but
no. I mentioned it too at the top when we were first talking about this. I was like, well, there's this part of it. Yes, she's open to returning. Remember, this was a question that was posed to Nene, and the response is that she's open to returning. But the realistic situation here, she did call Andy a racist. She did say the network was problematic in a lot of different ways. So I don't know. But here's the thing. When it comes to Hollywood, they have very short-term memories. And if it means bringing back ratings to the franchise, they will do it.
I think also the problem is, I've noticed with all these franchises, reality TV is with the emergence of Disney Plus, Amazon Prime, Netflix, with all those shows, they simply can't compete with those 4 million viewers that they used to have because people are tired of watching a certain narrative. I think people are just done with the fact that let's go to a beach, let's do some production drama, let's try to get them to fight at a dinner table. I think the magic formula that has worked no longer works because people are calling out like, hey, what's going on? We can see it's fake. And then those people, like, for example, Candy's after show, when she had that interview with Kenya, they spilled all the real information. Why, for example, certain confessionals did not match the energy of the scene itself. Then you get to see like, hey, what's going on with the editing? Because even Carlos King said, I wanted to produce it, but I want to do it on my terms. And he said the Bravo company, they give them instructions to the producers and they tell them, for example, at the start of every season, we want Candy to be shown in this light. We want Kenya to be shown as a villain. We want Portia to be seen as this princess, etc., etc. And that's basically, people are now, well, I think they've started to see through those fake characters, and it's no longer, you could just watch something else. It's just no longer fun to watch anymore. So it's a waste of time anymore at this point.
I hear you, ABC. I appreciate you calling in. Thank you so much for your insight.
Okay. Thank you very much, Kempire. Have a nice day.
You too. Newly, I'm going to bring you up, guys. If you're just joining us, we have almost 700 people watching. Like the video. It's an easy and free way of supporting the channel. We're live on multiple platforms, including my TikTok. What's going on TikTok? Keep tapping your screens so we can get more people in here. We're talking about Nene Leakes' interview on The Real, where she revealed that she is open to returning to the Real Housewives of Atlanta because she has some unfinished business. Okay, she didn't name an housewife she has unfinished business with, but I already told you who I think it is. All right, Newly, just let me know where you're well, first of all, state your name and let me know where you're watching from.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Well, hi guys. My name is Angole. I'm from Brooklyn, New York. I actually pulled over because this had me heated. I'm sorry, but me and Nene, like, she has a soft spot in my heart. I'm just really confused as to why people are not understanding of her situation. Do you guys know at what point did she find out that Greg had cancer, and that what point she found out he was dying? Like, you don't know what she was going through for a while. She could have been going through it through her last season, that she was acting the way she was acting, the way she was crying, like, randomly and stuff. It kind of pisses me off because people are just like, oh, this and the third. But when you go through a bad day, you want people to be understanding of you. So that's number one. Number two, who is Drew? Well, first of all, people who say, oh, like, no one watched, like, people didn't stop watching the show because of Nene. I'm one of those people who stopped watching. I had no interest. I've been watching the show since I was like 13 years old, and it's been interesting because of her. Yes, she had one bad season. The other season she wasn't on either. I didn't watch it. Let's be honest. I'm gonna be that person. I'm a Taurus. I'm loyal. Okay, maybe, but like, she makes it poppin'. I don't care what you guys have to say. Who is Drew? I didn't like her on the game. Who is Portia? A homewrecker. Who is Candy? Like, come on now. Like, let's stop it. Like, let's stop it. I understand she said some things that maybe she didn't mean. Well, maybe she meant, maybe she didn't mean. But everyone has a bad day. Everyone says things they don't want to say when they're upset. I don't think that we should hold that against her. I'm honestly not even interested in watching. I didn't watch the last season. I'm not interested in watching this season without her. I would love for her to come back. If you are on Twitter, you would know how much of an influence she is. She is the meme queen. Like, let's really cut this out at this point. Let's cut it out. She is that one. Yeah, I had Erica on. I feel like you guys are talking about, like, Erica on ROBH all the time, and she does a lot. Like, she did what she did, but no one, like, I just don't understand, like, why can't Nene have it? You have Ramona on New York. Why can't Nene have that chance? I just don't understand, like, why is it selective? Like, it's just it boggles my mind.
Well, we appreciate you calling in and sharing your thoughts.
Yeah, no problem. You know where I be. But you have a great day. Bye.
You too. Bye. You guys are a mess in the comments. Stop it. All right. You guys are so funny, though. You're funny. Guys, we are talking about the Real Housewives of Atlanta and Nene Leakes' new interview on The Real. We're taking a couple of callers. If you're watching the replay of this, I want to know your thoughts, your honest opinions. But as always, I don't moderate adults. So have a civil conversation in the comment section. Shout out to my moderators that are in the chat. I'm going to take B. Let me know who you are and where you're calling from. What's going on, B?
Hi, this is B. I'm calling from Portland. I want to know your opinion, Kempire, but I think that her time has come and gone. Like, I think that she has been iconic on the show for so long. But I don't know if it's just a housewife franchise thing, but I feel like either her time or the show as a whole needs to be revamped. I feel like the time has come and gone. I'm getting kind of bored with even the OG housewives. It feels like they've been on the show for way too long. I'm hoping for the more successful OGs to, like, come onto the show and kind of transcend the show, to go off and do bigger, better things, create brands for themselves. But when they linger on the show, it just feels like they're there for too long. Like, if they don't get their own spinoff, it feels like, what's new? Bring on some fresh meat. Like, let's meet new people. But again, it feels like the franchise as a whole, the formula, I agree with ABC, formula doesn't seem to work. It doesn't seem organic. We're not getting as many iconic moments that we had when Nene first started on the show. But I also think that I was going to say, I like that. I think that, sorry, my other thing I was going to say is I feel like Bravo is kind of also done with her just because of all the things that she said. I wouldn't be surprised if they blackball her because she came out with the things that she said, and they kind of want to prove a point to her that we made you, we gave you the platform. So I wouldn't be surprised if they just move forward and don't respond at all. I think it's going to be kind of awkward to see how her and Andy navigate moving forward. But I think the issue that I've had all along with Nene is she rallies and wants support when things happen to her, when she's a victim. But when other people in similar situations and she's involved, she doesn't take their side. She doesn't take a stand. So I don't understand how she would ask. She constantly asks for support, but she doesn't stick with it. Like, even for the people who were on her side when she made all these accusations, we know what she's saying. We know it's probably true, right? Like, we know ABC, NBC has a history behind it. They have emails to prove it. We know all about that. But why not stand strong in that? Why not be an advocate now for the housewives to make sure that things moving forward, are better for all of them instead of going back to a situation that was toxic? It feels really desperate. It feels inauthentic. I just want her, I want her to move forward and do bigger, better things than Bravo, if that's even possible. I don't even know, but I wish her best of luck. And that's kind of all I had to say on it.
Most definitely. Thank you so much, B, for calling in.
Thanks.
Bye. All right, guys, if you're just joining us, we have over 700 people watching. Be sure to like the video if you haven't liked it already. We're going to take a couple more callers, and then we're going to wrap this up because I'm going to be live again in about 2 hours to recap the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills Part 4 reunion. All right, Miss Honey, I'm going to bring you up. Just let us know who you are and where you're calling from. What's going on, Miss Honey?
Hi, Kempire. How are you?
Well, how are you?
I'm doing well. It's Miss Honey. I'm from Atlanta, of course. And I've already said, previously what I think Bravo can do to revamp the franchise. So we're not going to revisit that. Let me just say this. The caller before this last one, Nene's no victim, right? And I think Nene has done so much to burn bridges. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like the stunt she did with the whole racism thing. First of all, she proved nothing. It was a total stunt. You know what I mean? It would be different if she had the smoldering bones, skeletons, from the proverbial closet. Yeah, okay, fine, let's do this. But she had nothing, right? So it's kind of like throwing up and eating it, turning around and eating it if she wants to go back to Bravo. I mean, I thought they were just so horrible. At the same time, Bravo is not like, all spotless and clean. I mean, we're talking about they still have Michael Darby on, and he was sexually aggressing against their own staff. I mean, they're bringing on Nicki Minaj, and she's got a problematic husband. I mean, so, it's not like they're not used to standing in the middle of their own steeping heap. They do it all the time. So I don't see why they wouldn't capitalize off of her thirstiness. But at the same time, they're very parched too because of all these other antics, right? My issue with Nene is that she could come back. I don't think it would be a problem for all the reasons that I said, but she's not gonna perform, Kempire. She's a self-saboteur. She's a stunter. She wants people to kiss the ring. Nene was at her best when she was on that show. What's that show where they were singing and dancing all the time? It was a TV show, a scripted show.
Oh my gosh.
The musical.
In the chat. I can't even think of the name, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, she did very well there. She does better when she's given a script. When she's left to her own devices, every time she's going to shoot her own self in the foot. I mean, that whole stunt she did, she capitalized off Greg's diagnosis and illness. And now we're seeing her kind of trying to capitalize off of his passing, his transition. It's disgusting to hear her talk about some people being in her DMs and dating. Like, what are you doing? Even if you're doing it, why are you talking about it? Like you said, has it been a month? Has it been 45 days? It's in poor form. It's important for him. And within the last few days, honestly, say to yourself, just really think about it, Kempire. The last few days, she's had a argument, last few weeks, argument with Claudia and come against Cynthia. You know, now she's talking about she wants to come back. Girl, go have a seat. Take a season off. It's okay to be quiet. Maybe work on doing some scripted stuff. You know, it's just ridiculous.
She always wanted to be an actress.
I mean, but what does she follow through on? She did a little bit of comedy and all of that. She does better when she's given the lines and she goes out there and she just performs it. When she's left to her own devices, it just is not, to me, it just always makes her look bad. That's why Greg being gone is huge for her, because he was the one we all loved. You know, and without him, who's coming to see her? You know what I mean? Like, honestly, I'm just saying. But I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Thank you so much for having me on. I thought for a second, I was like, well, should I say the Michael Darby stuff? I know that's kind of sensitive and Nikki, but let's just be honest. Let's just be honest.
Your opportunity. Look, I don't pick and choose the callers. I just allow you guys to speak your minds, as long as it's not derogatory or, you know, those kinds of stuff. But look, it's your opinion.
Yeah, Bravo is no virgin. You know, they're not virginally white in any type of way. So, I mean, hey, bring Nene, bring Dwight back. I mean, we should really be looking at what Bravo should be doing now. They've got this season already set in stone. We don't care anyway. They need to do like your job does. Bring in some new people for these old people to train, and then get rid of the oldies.
Oh no. No.
Come on, let's bring in some people and let them get trained and get used to it as like friends of the show, and then get rid of these old girls because they give us nothing. Anyway, take good care and have a great day.
Thank you, Miss Honey.
You're welcome.
She said, do like your job does. Ain't that the truth, though? That's what they do. They have you train your replacement. Oh, my goodness. Guys, we have almost 750 people in the chat. Be sure to like the video if you haven't liked it already. If you're watching the replay of this, I do want to hear your opinions. As I said to you before, I might not agree with you, but I still want to hear what you have to say, because you never know. You might change my opinion on the whole topic of Nene returning to the Real Housewives of Atlanta. I'm going to take this final caller. Nali, let us know who you are and where you're calling from.
Good afternoon, Kempire. Can you hear me?
Yes.
This is Nali from Mississippi. How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm good. Look, I'm not going to get too deep into it, but I wouldn't mind seeing Nene come back just to give it a test run to see how her vibe and energy is without, you know, our beloved Greg. I think that this is a time for the network and Nene to find another appreciation for one another. I think that they needed each other. It wasn't just, you know, one way completely in this particular situation. As far as their old formula, I mean, I like some of it, but they do need to infuse some new things. I mean, we're not going to stop going out and traveling and eating. People do that all. That's what we love to do. Yeah. And a lot of the truth and our live stories do come out around those outings. So I like those things. But could we use some new stuff? Definitely. Kandi really could do her struggle on her own show. You know, I mean, she take Todd, the businesses, she could do that. She doesn't really need the housewives. I think that if anybody had their own spinoff, you know, like dealing with their family, it should be her. But she probably, you know, may not want all that exposed right now because, you know, you want to be in control. But life is not like that. So, hey, I don't know. But I just wanted to say hello. And those were my thoughts on Nene. Nene always going to talk noise. Andy talks noise, but they talk about each other. So that's how they do. They've always been like that I could remember. So when she said, well, I helped pay for the baby shower, like, okay, that's nice. But he'll talk about, didn't she have that dress on last year? You know, they always throwing shade at each other. So we never know. But I think this is just an opportunity to just, you know, we've had COVID, we have loss, we have had losses. So maybe they need to find a new appreciation for one another. I think the network felt like they didn't need her anymore, and she felt like she was the network. So maybe that energy will, you know, back down some. It could possibly work. You know what I mean? And of course, I love Portia, always have. But is she a Nene? No. But she's got her own flair. you know. So
Okay, so
yep.
that means you'll be watching Portia's new spinoff.
Yeah, I want to see it, but Portia, it's up to you to keep me entertained, darling. I'm not going to watch it if you don't have, you got to reel me in. I'm not just going to watch to sit there to be, I'm telling you. So I am looking for something to keep me, involved in it, So I'll look, I can't say that I was super excited about it though. That's the thing. So I hope maybe, they'll bring something to make me, change that opinion of it. But I do like Portia. I'm not sure about where she's going. So I guess it is a good thing to watch because it's so unknown. It's unknown territory right now,
End of the month. Thank you so much for calling.
Lord. All right, honey bunny. I see you later.
Look, I can't believe it's the end of the month. Portia's show, her spinoff, will be premiering. And of course, we'll be watching. I told you, we'll give it a chance. I'm not sure how I'm going to feel about it, but we shall see. I'm open to it. Guys, if you're just joining us, I do want to say thank you to everyone that sent in a super chat or super sticker. Thank you to everyone that called in. Of course, thank you to our Team Kempire and Royal Court members. If you'd like to become a member of the channel, head on over to TeamKempire.com. Join our texting community. Oh, let me bring it up. Head on over to TextKempire.com for more details, for inside scoops, inside information, reminders when we go live. Don't forget, we will be live at 5 p.m. Eastern for our Real Housewives of Beverly Hills recap. You will have an opportunity as well to call in and share your thoughts. I'm going to rewatch it, take some notes, because I watched it last night live on my TikTok, right, TikTok? Then we watched the Real Housewives of Potomac right after. So we're going to talk more about that at 5 p.m. Eastern later today. Guys, if you are watching the replay of this, I want to know your thoughts on the news that Nene is considering to come back to the Real Housewives of Atlanta. But does Bravo want her back? It seems as if, based on what we've been hearing about the casting being in shambles, yes, they have an official cast that they officially announced very early. Very early they announced this. So Bravo might be a little desperate. Truly Original might be a little desperate. They wouldn't mind maybe bringing Nene back. So we shall see. We will continue to follow this story. Thank you to my moderators for keeping this space an open and fun place to be while we have this conversation. I appreciate you all being here. Have a great rest of your day. I will see you in just a couple of hours so we can talk about the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills Season 11 Reunion Part 4. Part 4. Talk to you guys later.